Alright, so it's Brian again with Moment to Ponder, episode 3 of the sick, flu, whatever series that I'm doing here. Preparedness series on how to be prepared for family illness. Let's go with that, right? Chew ice. Sore throats, no. So this is going to be preparing sick treatment areas, right? In some cases, like a normal flu, normal bed, right? If you're not horking, you don't have, other gastrointestinal issues, sleeping in bed, it's the way to go, right? Just lay down, blanket up, and be done. But here's some other preparedness tips. The stuff that we had during this flu, probably a norovirus, stomach gastrointestinal issue, there was no making it from the bed to the bathroom. That wasn't a possibility during the peak, right? So we bedded down in the bathroom. We had to set up beds there. Sleeping on tile is not comfortable. So having an alternate plan for that. Also, if like half your house is sick, you may want to quarantine people to one room. The sick people to one room, have one person helping them who's not sick. This helps prevent the spread of illness. So, there may not be enough beds in that one or two rooms, so you need to have alternate things. Or, in the case of like my children, if they're really sick, they want me to stay with them, but I don't want to sleep in their bed. I want them in my bed and all that. It's too close. So I don't want to sleep on their floor. So here's what I do, right? There's some options. And that's what I'm going to show you now. So for the sicko, right? They got to lay on the floor near the toilet so they can make it in time. Here's an option here, right? You can see my feet. This is just a king-size blanket of some sort, right? Could be a quilt or, any sort of comforter type of thing. Something thick, right? It's folded up on itself several times to make a 3/4 length, 1 width wide bed. Now, if it's just a normal, if it's a helper sleeping on this, it gives just a little bit of cushion, right? If it's a helper sleeping on this, throw a sheet over there or a towel. Whenever I do it for a sicko, though, there's definitely at least one layer of towels. That way, if they get sick on it, they soil it, you can just pull the towels off, and this is still safe down here. And you can just throw another layer of towels on, and you're good to go, right? Have a blanket or two, or a pillow. I always cover the pillow with a towel as well. And then a bunch of these cheap blankets, having a bunch of these on stock. Usually after Christmas season or just when it's starting to get warm again, at several stores you can find these for $2-3 a piece. They may not be full length. They may not cover you all the way. They're small, like throws for your couch or whatever. But a couple of them, one at your feet and one at your, double up on them, whatever. Or for kids, they're perfect size. Now this just happens to be the dog one, so the dog's been chewing on it. But for example purposes, that's why we have it. I bought this, I'm sure, for no more than $2. So this is an example of a bed. It just gives you enough cushion off the floor to keep you from wanting to absolutely die. And you still want to die afterwards. I mean, frankly, it's not that comfortable. It's barely comfortable enough, right? So here's another option. We used to have an air bed with a foam topper on it, right? One of the memory foam toppers. I guess it's a 2-inch topper. Well, we got a new mattress. Didn't need that topper anymore. So I was able to cut the queen one into 2 of these full length foam mattresses, right? That goes great on a kid's floor while you're trying to sleep on it. Again, cover it with a sheet. And after the sheet, bunch of towels. You know, if it's the sick person. If it's not the sick person, then obviously you don't need to do that. But if we have a sick kid who might be puking in their bed, we're putting towels all over their bed, all over the floor under their bed. That way, if, you know, whatever, you just have to change a couple of towels instead of scrubbing the entire floor. So, you know, think about that as a preventative measure as well. I always cover their pillows and whatever. That way if they miss their bucket, you know, it's a much easier process to deal with. And again, if both of these beds were in use that day that we had the yuck, the king yuck, right? So foam pads, you know, camping pads, camping sleeping pads, anything just to give a slight amount of cushion. You know, if you've got rollaway bed or old futon mattress or something like that, all the, you know, whatever, you know, the fluffier the better. None of them are going to be really all that comfortable usually, but, you know, air beds, whatever, you know, it's better than nothing. It's a lot more comfortable. You get a lot more rest. Hopefully not get sick as well, or the person that is sick gets more rest, you know, and that's good. So try and keep that in mind. Like I said, quarantining children, or, you know, the sickos, if not everybody's sick, is a good idea. It'll help prevent the spread of the disease. All good things, right? Right. Good. Here's another thing we came up with, or that we noticed. The dog wasn't able to go to the dog park and burn off her energy, and the kids got better before the parents did, because they got it basically a day before the parents, so they were running around being a bunch of jackholes because we couldn't entertain them. So think of, you know, have a movie or something that they've never seen, some coloring books that you've never pulled out for them, games, maybe a relative that can come over and get them. Same with the dog, you know, whatever. A new bone that they haven't had yet, or a neighbor that'll take care of your dog for a day or two. Because ours is a puppy right now, you know, an adult dog's maybe not as big a deal, but a puppy needs constant attention, and when you're asleep for 14 hours a day, much more difficult to give them attention. They're trying to eat your pillows, and not good, right? So think about things like that. How are you going to deal with those things if everybody's sick, or the caretakers are sick, right? Alright, so that was video number 3 in our series here. We broke up the middle one there a little bit. I'll be back in well, as soon as you click the next link, with the 4th video, actual treatment, and hopefully that's only one video, but it might roll into 2. We'll see. So again, subscribe, like, and comment. Blah blah blah. www.momenttoponder.com. That's the podcast. Things and stuff.